Hello everyone, it's Hector, and today I have a special video for you guys. I know that, with Bath & Body Works, tons of people collect different products, candles, fine fragrance mist, perfumes, soaps, all kinds of things. And today I wanted to share with you guys really my story, kind of how I started collecting Bath & Body Works, what got me into Bath & Body Works, and how I got to where I am today. So essentially, I started working for Bath & Body Works back in 2021. This was maybe September, October time. Because I remember there was some Halloween stuff out, but Christmas stuff was coming in. And that's really when I started, learning about Bath & Body Works. I had known of it, but it wasn't a store that ever called to me just because I just feel like nothing really called to me. And so I had no business really in there. And I remember that I started working there, and started learning about their policies and stuff like that, and learned about Candle Day, learned about semi-annual sale, learned about all the signature scents like these, for example, and stuff like that, really, and how they have different launches and the holidays and all that kind of stuff. So I absorbed a lot in those couple months that I was there. And really, I never really spent money there. A lot of the times I just felt like, I just work here. I don't know, I just didn't really feel like anything was really calling for me. And so it was whatever. Eventually I left, and this was maybe towards November-ish. And I remember that they were preparing for, Candle Day. Because Candle Day was Saturday, Sunday. And that's really kind of, learning about it, and how it's like $9 and some change for some candles and all of that. So it was pretty interesting, but I didn't really think much of it. I just kind of moved on with my life. But eventually I picked up a couple candles for Candle Day, and maybe it was like 12 to 15, and I was like, okay, I'm good, don't need any more. I exchanged a couple, but all in all, like, it was fine. And I remember that when I went to exchange them, some of the candles, they had brought new candles out, and I'm like, oh, I hadn't smelled this one before. What does this one smell like? And oh, this is interesting, this packaging is cute, stuff like that. And so that kind of pulled me really into smelling these different scents and stuff like that. And so I started kind of looking into, oh, okay, this fragrance is out now. This one seems really interesting. This one sounds like it smells pretty good. And eventually I started kind of going and visiting the stores a little bit more. I remember for Valentine's Day, for Easter, like their spring collection and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool being able to smell all the fragrances, right? And that's where I also learned about their core scents, like champagne toast, mahogany teakwood, what else? Black cherry merlot, those kinds of scents, right? And so I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, like, I smelled all of these already. Some were good, some were not so good, but I wonder what else did Bath & Body Works put out, right? Just because I assumed that, new fragrances would come and, the old ones would go and stuff like that. And I remember going on Google and looking into, Bath & Body Works hauls of, what was it, maybe like 2015, like somewhere around there. And that's when I would see channels like the Candle Channel, Touch the Fire Twice, Bren, and stuff like that. And so that really intrigued me, just because I was super curious to see what kind of fragrances were out there, when, years passed, right? And so I'm really glad that these YouTubers like Bren and the Candle Channel and Touch the Fire Twice were sharing and reviewing these different fragrances, just because, at the time when these fragrances were released, it was just kind of, sharing their opinion and stuff like that. And so I used that to see what kind of fragrances they had during that time. And a lot of them aren't available now. And some of them, they still are. Like I mentioned, Champagne Toast and Frosted Cranberry, Fresh Balsam, those kind of fragrances. But there's some more unique scents that they had back then. And so that's really where everything started for me, right? And I forgot, I think it was pink juicy grapefruit, which I think came out that same year that I was working, but just like in the summer, springtime. And I remember looking it up and doing a quick Google search, and I saw Mercari. And that's really where everything changed for me. I saw Mercari. I started seeing that people were selling candles, and I'm like, oh, this is one of the candles that they were selling. Like, let's just say one of the candles that Bren was saying, you know, that she was reviewing and how she liked it and what she didn't like from this other candle. I'm like, okay, they're selling these two, and the price ranges would go anywhere from like $8 to like $100. And that's really, I was like, oh, they're just candles, you know, why are they so expensive? And so with time, I had also seen how there's a whole community of people that collect candles of all sorts of brands, but I know some are more specific to like Goose Creek or Homeworks or, you know, Bath and Body Works, for example. And it was really, really cool, just really diving into that kind of world. And I remember I purchased my first Mercari candle, and it was actually pink juicy grapefruit, and I have that right here. So it's, I mean, it's super cute, you know. The notes are sugared pink grapefruit, juicy peach, and fresh mango blossoms. It's really good. It's really good. Nice and fruity and citrusy. Super nice. But yeah, so this was what started everything for me. So I started diving into Mercari. I started diving into Poshmark. I started diving into eBay, and eventually I started diving into OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, and having all these outlets of people that are selling candles, people that don't really care. They're just like, hey, I want to get rid of it. Give me $10 for this and that. We're good to go. Then we have other people that are resellers. And so that's really how, you know, these sites work. And I think it's really cool just because it's a community of people that are, you know, selling, reselling, and stuff like that. Not everybody, right? But a good majority of people are. And so that's really, like I said, what started everything for me. A lot of my candles that I have now have been purchased through a third party. Like I said, Mercari, OfferUp, eBay, Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. And I've purchased through all 5 of them. And, you know, some are more expensive than others, but it's all, you know, it's pretty cool. And so I also started collecting like the signature scents here, and I like collecting them in pairs, like I mentioned before, but I like collecting them and like organizing them by color. So I used to just kind of like whatever, just put them on there, but I think aesthetically I like how it looks better. So I have like the purples, the reds, the orange, the gold, and the pink. And then I've got like the blues and the darks, and then the flowers and the rainbow, and kind of like a miscellaneous here. But, you know, so yeah, you know, I started collecting more. I started purchasing from all these different third-party sellers. And a lot of the signature fragrances that I have here have been purchased through there. I am the kind of person, though, that I'm not going to just buy a candle just because I want to. I'm okay with waiting. It's not really a big deal for me, you know. It just really depends, right? But for me, I like a good deal, right? I like a good deal. I like when people are selling them for a pretty affordable price, really. To give context, the most expensive candle that I've ever purchased from a third-party seller has been $47. I mean, I know it's a steep price, but I thought it was worth it just because it's so exclusive. And so, you know, it was good. It was good. I don't regret it. I love it. I love the candle. But just to give context, so yeah, I have all of my candles. I arrange them based off of collection and color. So just an example here, I have these 3. It's bubbly rosé, peaches and prosecco, and pink, lilac, and vanilla. Then I've got blueberry spritzer, sweet mint julep, and also blackberries and basil. And then you can see here as well, so that's how I like to organize them. I like collecting them in 3s and 4s, and the way that I kind of rotate the candle is based off of seeing how many I actually have in terms of repeating the same candle. So I try to avoid that by focusing on a whole collection and kind of picking out the ones that I already have or maybe have doubles of and stuff like that. So I focus on the ones that maybe I have one of or I have none of, really. So those are really what I kind of focus on. But yeah, again, I have this right here. This is love, and then this is wisdom, and that's joy. So that's how I like to collect and organize my candles. So they're based off of, on this side it's spring and summer, this side it's fall and winter. I have more of the fall and winter just because I like that season a little bit better. But yeah, and so that is pretty much how I started collecting candles. I've gotten, I believe it was maybe 1 or 2 questions if I just collect or if I burn. Honestly, I melt my candles just because I don't like burning them. I've noticed that if I'm getting older candles, maybe the wicks aren't gonna be as good, and so I prefer to not mess with the wicks. A lot of the time, sometimes they smell very strong and not what the fragrance is, very chemically. I don't know what that smell is, but it smells really, really bad, and it smells like you shouldn't be breathing it in. So I've been staying away from burning candles just because I don't like that burnt smell in the candle. And then another thing is, I'm the kind of person that I melt my candles for a couple of hours onto the next one, and I switch them out whenever I can. And I prefer to remove the candle out of the warmer, let it go back and solidify, and then put it back, just because I don't like the aesthetic of a burnt candle. And it also, I think it sometimes ruins the candle. I think it was Ice Raspberry Bellini. That's one of my favorite fragrances, and on cold, body care and stuff like that, it smells really, really good. But I remember I was burning it and it smelled like that chemically smell, and it was just horrible. Another one was Midnight Blue Citrus that came out actually 2021, and it just wasn't good. But you melt it and you don't have to risk that, really. So that's what I do with mine. I melt my candles, and honestly I think that they last me longer. And again, it's for aesthetic purposes. I collect these in pairs because I like to use one and then put it back, and then just keep the other one for collection purposes and not use that one. But I would still be able to use it, and I wouldn't feel as bad using it because I know that it can still, it'll go back to what its original shape and size and stuff like that. So yeah, I melt most of my candles. Sometimes I do burn candles, but they're usually not Bath & Body Works candles, or maybe they're candles that, like for example, champagne toast that come out all the time, sweater weather, flannel, stuff like that. I do burn those. Sometimes I like to burn and melt at the same time, just because if I really want an intense fragrance of one specific candle, I can do that. But a lot of the times I like to blend them. Anything that sounds kind of fun or it sounds kind of good together, that's kind of what I put. But yeah, that's essentially what I do with my candles. So I do use them. Like I mentioned, they do last me a little bit longer. And so I have so many that I switch them out all the time that I'm not worried that one is going to run out of fragrance and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, to this day and the whole time that I've collected, there have been 3 candles that have run out of fragrance being warmed. And one of them took maybe I want to say a little bit over a month. And I think the last 2 weeks I had it on the whole day, the whole night, just being warmed. And my room would always smell really, really good. But at a certain point it stopped. So I knew that it was time for it to, to go. But yeah, I mean, the whole time that I've, been warming and, using my candles, it's been a couple of times where the fragrance has been completely depleted. And it's usually the ones that are a little bit weaker. The ones that are powerhouses can last a little bit longer. Just an example, what is it called? It was banana bundt cake. That is really, really strong. Well, in my opinion, it's really strong. It's lasted quite some time. And it still smells to this day. It still smells. So so yeah, I mean, ultimately, like I said, I warm my candles. I feel like they last longer. They look nicer. You're able to put it back in your collection, and it doesn't look a little crusty, you know. And again, because I do collect candles that are from years ago, I know that the wicks aren't the best performing, especially if they're like 10 years old, 12 years old, the candle. You know, it can have some performance issues and stuff like that. So I'd rather not risk it, and I just warm my candles. But yeah, I wanted to share with you guys just some candles that I hauled from these third-party sites that I had mentioned earlier, just as kind of like a fun treat, really. So I order them all the time. They kind of trickle in here and there from, like I said, Poshmark or eBay, Mercari, and stuff like that. So it just really depends. But yeah, I wanted to share with you guys what I ended up picking up. I will go ahead and start with some of the fun ones. So, like I mentioned, I like collecting based off of collections and packagings, and I try to stay away from things that are, you know, repeated in my collection. But these here, I don't have any that are repeated. So I want to start off with Alpine Cheer. Now this, let me see, these right here, aren't they so cute? So I purchased two because the description sounded really good. The description is, add cheer to your winter with the crisp fragrance of mountain balsam, cedar wood bark, and snow white cranberries. So I'm a huge fan of cranberries. Balsam, any pine kind of scents, I'm a really big fan of. It's really nice. It's a pine, it's a fruity pine, but it's a spiced, it's a fruity spiced pine. So it's really nice. And this was poured back in 2015. So 2024, what is that? Wait, what did I say? 15? 9 years? So that's pretty, that's a long time. 9 years for a candle. But yeah, Alpine Cheer. Super cute. The green wax. And some of them, they do look a little crusty. Let me see. Like, it almost looks like it's like mold, but it's not. So there's that. And then in that same collection, this, like I said, 2015, I picked up also Winter Sun with the yellow wax. And then the description is a blend of sparkling citrus, vetiver leaves, a creamy musk inspired by glowing sunlight breaking through snowy trees. It's really nice. It's woodsy, almost cologne-like, with some citrus. But yeah, it's nice. Winter Sun. Alpine Cheer, that was from Mercari. Winter Sun was also from Mercari. Then I also picked up Fresh Sparkling Snow. This one was actually from OfferUp. She had it for like 10 bucks. And then the notes read, in winter, all that glitters is snow, and our sparkling blend of icy pear, frozen melon, and frosted musk captures all of the season's sparkle and shine. It doesn't smell like the more recent ones, but I don't know, I think maybe the lid, because the lid smells a little minty. Yeah, but I mean, it smells nice with the blue wax. Super cute. So yeah, 10 bucks for that. And then these two I purchased from Facebook, and these were test scents. Beet and Rosemary, and then Ube and Vetiver. This was the Earthly Delights, I believe it was a collection. This was last year. The notes for Beet and Rosemary: freshly picked beetroot, hint of berry, and rosemary. For Ube and Vetiver, it's purple yam, patchouli wood, and dash of brown sugar. They smell the exact same. I don't know what it is, but they smell the exact same. smells like sweet dirt. I don't know. I wouldn't get these. I don't even want to melt them, to be honest with you. They just smell identical. They both smell the same. But there's Ube and Vetiver and Beet and Rosemary. Right. And then up next, I purchased Strawberry Patch. Super cute packaging. This is from the Slatkin & Co. era. So you know this one's old. This was 2011. So that's like what, 13 years? I got a 13-year-old candle. That's crazy. The description says, a sparkling blend of ripe strawberries and juicy mango mingles with hints of freesia, jasmine, and soft vanilla. It smells so good. Super juicy. I know from the candle channel he describes them, you know, when something's really good, nice and juicy, but this literally smells like juicy, like a juicy fruit. Or mix of fruits. Really, really nice. Strawberry Patch. This was in a bundle with another candle. Actually, it was this one. Frosted Tree. It's another Slatkin & Co. Yeah, it was... Both of them, I think, were like 30 bucks together. So like $15 each. So this one was actually 2010. This is a 14-year-old candle right here. 14 years old. And look, it's like like it looks like mold, but it's just like the wax. So the notes read, rich cedar, fir needle, and golden amber blend naturally with notes of patchouli and rosemary. It smells like a more herbal version of Evergreen, the candle that comes out during the winter season. But it's nice. It's a nice candle. Frosted Tree. Super cute. And then I picked up so yeah, that was from one seller. I think that was Poshmark. And then I picked up PB&J Ice Cream. Yeah. This reads raspberry jelly, vanilla ice cream, peanut butter sauce. It smells like the ube and raspberries or wild berries, something like that. But this has more of a nuttiness to it. It's probably the peanut butter. But I picked up this one. I picked up 4, so I picked up the full collection. And it was 50 bucks for all 4. I think that's a steal. The next one is Limoncello and Unicorn Sprinkles. There you go. The notes read pink raspberries, tangy Sorrento lemons, and fresh sugar cane. It smells really, really nice. It smells like a sorbet. A lemony sorbet. It's really good. So I'm glad I picked this one up. Go. Then I picked up Rose Water and Ivy with Vanilla Bean with this cute pink packaging. The notes read vanilla marshmallow, soft rose petals, rain-kissed English ivy. I don't believe that this is a mixture of both of those candles. It smells more like it smells like a new candle. It doesn't smell like a combination of vanilla bean and rose water and ivy. I don't know. It's very floral and it's sweet, but I don't know. Rose water and ivy with vanilla bean. Then I also picked up the mint chocolate chip milkshake. I really like the color on this, and I like how this has the little that it tells you like it's from the vault. So the notes read mint ice cream, chunky chocolate chips, and whipped cream. Surprisingly, I really, really enjoy this one. I'm not a fan of chocolate or mint, but this one's pretty good. It's nice, it's sweet, it's a really nice blend. So yeah, that was 50 bucks for all 4 of them, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. But these are the ones that I'm really excited for, just because these are the older ones, but I'll have to show you guys. I still have them in the original packaging it came in, just because I hadn't taken them out. So let's start off with the one that intrigued me the most. Pomelo Grapefruit. And this is from their Fresh Picked collection. This was 2014. So the notes, well, the description is the ultimate citrus lover's delight, a blend of tart grapefruit, sweet pomelo, and juicy orange. This is so good. This is so true to a grapefruit. You know the oils that lemon has? It smells like, or if you're peeling an orange, you know how you get like that that oil on your fingers when you peel that orange? It smells the exact same thing though, but as a grapefruit. And then just to compare, juicy grapefruit and pomelo grapefruit. This one is much sweeter, probably because of that peach. Yeah. It smells like grapefruit, but it's like a super sweet, juicy grapefruit. This is more realistic. It smells more realistic to the actual grapefruit. So yeah, Pomelo Grapefruit. I've been eyeing this one for a minute, but I just hadn't found the right price. So finally found it. And then up next, this one's pretty rare. Well, maybe not rare, but kind of rare. But it's expensive. And it's the banana nutmeg bread pudding. This packaging, super cute with the yellow wax, and it even has the little, I don't know if you're able to see it, the banana with the tin lid. It's the original lid. The notes read, a scrumptious new spin on the traditional bread pudding recipe. Creamy banana, freshly grated nutmeg, and brown sugar are mixed into a sweet indulgence. This is 2014. It's so interesting because it doesn't smell like that one candle, that banana candle. What was it called? What was it called? Banana Cabana, I think it was. It smelled like that yellow banana flavored Laffy Taffy, but not this one. And look, the wicks are looking a little rough. I don't know if you're able to see it. And then it has, you know, it's just, it looks a little rough. But, I mean, that's expected when you're, you know, they're traveling from different places. This was coming from, I think, like New Jersey or something like that. Tennessee. Never mind. But yeah. Banana bread. Banana nutmeg bread pudding. And then this collection is what I was really excited about. So I'll show you all three, just so you'll see what my vision is, or how I like to place my candles. So it's this collection here. Thumbnail. I'm just kidding, but it is this right here. This is the Cork and Vine collection. Look at that, super cute. And I mean, obviously there's other fragrances that came out, other candles, but these were the ones that the seller had, and I was like, well, I can get them all together, why not, right? So Harvest Gathering, this is the one that we all know. I love this candle personally for the fall. It's actually my favorite fall candle, and it has like, let me see, and it has the original lid, and again, like, some of them are kind of tarnished, like here, you know, but that's kind of just, it's just part of the game. You know, sometimes people store them outside, humidity, sometimes people can really, you know, try to protect them, but humidity is like metal's worst nightmare or enemy or whatever you want to say. But yeah, Harvest Gathering, super cute wax, like this green. It's interesting, the description says, transport yourself to a hilltop winery during harvest with a blend of cinnamon leaves, But yeah, Harvest Gathering, it smells the same as, you know, the one that we know during the fall. So pick that one up. Then I picked up Citron and Cedarwood. This is really cute. And again, same kind of lid. It's just a little tarnished, but it's okay. And then you can see kind of like, this usually happens during, you know, when they're transporting them from one place to another. So during the what is it called? During the flight, I guess, here, or, you know, in the mail, they're all like moving around and stuff like that. And depending on temperature, they might, if it's too cold, they essentially, the wax kind of shrinks, and then it just makes the wax kind of like, you know, move up and down in the jar. But yeah, the notes on this read, this blend is, it's kind of hard to read. This blend of a aromatic cedarwood and sunny citron with a hint of mint is a carefree and sun-kissed as the hills of California wine country. I know it's kind of hard to read, but essentially that's really what that is. Yeah, 2015. So the whole collection is 2015. It smells very cologne-like. It's a woodsy cologne-like if you're outdoors, kind of. Not very heavy on like flannel or woodland or bourbon. It's just like a nice woodsy masculine outside fragrance. But yeah, can't be too mad. Citron and cedarwood, super cute. Right, and then the most unique out of all of them is Napa Sunset Valley. Wait, Napa Valley Sunset. Look at that, it's super cute. The color of the wax is really cute, and also same thing with the lid. This one seems to take the most beating. Look at it. Looks kind of gross, but it's just the like essentially the rust. Their notes on this read: Napa Valley vineyards are the most romantic at sunset. Notes of velvety fig, soft oak moss, and luminous white musk recapture this golden hour. I love this. There's this like fruitiness, and I'm assuming that's probably the fig. It feels so luxurious to me. I would love to have this as a fragrance. This as a like a body fragrance. It's very unisex just because it doesn't smell very. It doesn't smell feminine. It smells fruity, but it doesn't smell feminine. It smells more luxurious, more luxe, like a more luxe experience. Yeah, this one actually smells really good. So yeah, this one's 2015. Like I mentioned, all three of them are. So essentially what I would do is, you know, I would see in my collection, what do I have that's kind of like, what is this, like peach, like a peachy green, and then like an orangey maybe, and then I would build a collection off of that. And I use for example, like the more rare ones I have like in the front. So it just really depends on what I find and how I'm able to incorporate it into my collection. Sometimes I might have to look for another color, or better yet, like a different fragrance from the collection, just so I can make it fit into the collection that I have here. And I would like to share really quick, kind of like a sneak peek, to get up real close. This is kind of what my collection looks like. So yeah, I have a variety of different candles, but essentially, yeah, that is my haul and my little background story to give context as to where I am with my candles and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this video. It's been really fun making these kinds of videos. I have a couple more videos I have in mind to do. It also includes more hauls of different candles that I've hauled throughout these last couple of weeks. So yeah, if you want to see those, stay tuned. I have those videos coming up. Work has been a little busy, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to share that with you. But yeah, tell me what's your old school candle that you wish that would come back. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.